Good morning, everyone. I hope you guys had a really good spring break. Um, I'm wearing this shirt because on spring break we had a week set up to go to Florida, Siesta Key. So obviously we couldn't go, but I feel like the weather yesterday was one of those days that you were just happy to be outside, glad the sun was shining, you know, and got to get out, drove around, saw some people. It's funny because nowadays I was reading this article. I read the Cubs. There's a Cubs. She's a reporter. She does a diary or whatever. I don't know exactly what it is that she does for the Cubs, but it's on the Cubs page that I read. And she was writing in her diary how when she sees people congregating now, she kind of looks at them in sort of a negative way. And a month ago, 5 weeks ago, we wouldn't have even thought twice about it. So be safe out there. Wear your mask. I saw so many people yesterday not wearing masks, but from 3 weeks ago, it's increased tremendously. So that's good. But just stay safe and take precautions. Be healthy. So anyway, what I wanted to do was first say, good morning. Welcome to remote learning day number, I lost count. I don't even know. And also go over the primary sources with you, just so you kind of had an idea of what was expected of you. They're not due until May 15th. They're all on Google Classroom. It's for this week, as far as week ending May 8th, which is Friday, but they're not due until May 15th. Okay, so really important. Go along with me, read the directions with me. I'll go over a couple of the questions. Use your evidence from the article and the sources, and that will pretty much ensure you getting a good grade. Okay. So here's the primary source packet on Google Classroom. It is due May 15th, so you have 2 weeks to do this. Even though it says May 8th, it isn't due until May 15th. It will be part of this week's assignments as well as next week's assignments, okay? So, as you probably already know what a primary source is, but it's somebody who has a direct connection to an event that has happened, who wrote about it, who was there, okay? So, this runs through a couple primary sources and then asks some questions that go along with it, okay? So, to put this in context, it was after Pearl Harbor attack, and you can imagine how people in our country must have felt. At that time, we were attacked by Japan, and then how would then you look at a Japanese American? And this is kind of what was happening during this time. So, the historical context: after the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor on December 7th, 1941, United States President FDR signed an order forcing Japanese American citizens to relocate to internment camps. This internment was designed to prevent Japanese Americans, considered enemy aliens at that time, from attacking the United States from within its own borders. Over 110,000 Japanese Americans, mostly from the West Coast, were forced to live in internment camps until January 1945, when the order was rescinded and they were allowed to return home. Source 1 says, note the term fifth column refers to people who are spies within their own country. So the enemy alien problem on the Pacific coast, or much more accurately, the fifth column problem, is very serious and it is very special. What makes it so serious and so special is that the Pacific coast is in imminent danger of a combined attack from within and from without. It is a fact that since the outbreak of the Japanese War, there has been no important sabotage on the Pacific coast. This is not, as some have liked to think, a sign that there is nothing to be feared. It is a sign that the blow is well organized and that it is held back until it can be struck with maximum effect. And if you don't know what sabotage is, it's basically just an attack, deliberate destruction. So Walter Lippmann wrote this in the Washington Post in 1942. And you can imagine, after people read this, what they were thinking about Japanese Americans. Okay, so there are two questions that go along with this. Use evidence from Lippmann's article, okay, to support your answer. The next source is source 2. It's from Curtis B. Munson, and he wrote in a more positive light about the Japanese Americans. So there are still Japanese in the United States who will tie dynamite around their waist and make a human bomb out of themselves. We grant this, but today they are few. The Nisei, who are the children of Japanese immigrants, are universally estimated from 90 to 98% loyal to the United States. The Nisei are pathetically eager to show this loyalty. They are not Japanese in culture. They are foreigners to Japan. Though American citizens, they are not accepted by Americans, largely because they look differently and can be easily recognized. They are not Oriental or mysterious. They are very American and are of a proud, self-respecting race suffering from a little inferiority complex and a lack of contact with the white boys that they went to school with. They are eager for this contact and to work alongside them. There is no Japanese problem on the coast. There will be no armed uprising of Japanese. So, you read these two sources, who do you believe? And who was more persuasive? Okay, this guy is saying, wait a second, there's no fifth column on the West Coast. There's not going to be an attack from within. Okay, so don't read Lippmann's article and then go and discriminate against Japanese Americans. All right? So, and that was actually, I think that was a report that was given to FDR. So, again, two questions that go along with that writing. All right? Again, use evidence. The last source here that is writing is source 3. It's from FDR. Or it's authorizing Japanese Americans in an interment in 1942. The successful prosecution of the war requires every possible protection against espionage and against sabotage. Now, therefore, I hereby authorize and direct the Secretary of War to prescribe military areas from which any or all persons may be excluded, and with respect to which the right of any person to enter, remain in, or leave shall be subject to whatever restrictions the Secretary of War may impose. So, he was saying here that due to possible spying, we're going to protect the Japanese Americans and put them in military camps, interment camps. And that was the executive order. Okay? If you are one to look at, we were attacked in 1941 by the Japan. All Japanese people are going to be spies, or they're going to strap a bomb to themselves and blow up a congregation of people. That it would be crazy to think that, but you have now one article saying that there's a whole fifth column of spies that are going to attack from within, and then FDR's order that says we got to put them in camps. So the view on Japanese Americans during this time was not very favorable. All right, so two questions to go along with that. Source 4, here is a map of the interment camps around our country. Okay, so you guys, I think, read last year about Manzanar, but you can kind of look at this map, answer the questions that go along with that map, okay? Source 5. This is sort of hard to read. There are pictures out there on Google that you can probably just do a search on and get a better shot of this. I couldn't. This is the best that I could kind of put into this PDF. So, you can kind of look at you can look at the bold, huge instructions to all persons of Japanese ancestry living in the following areas. Okay, look at that and answer the question. Okay, based on the source, what is the author's point of view on Japanese Americans? If you can't read that or can't infer anything about that, do a search for the actual picture, and you can get a better, clearer shot or better view of it. So this is the Mochita family awaiting relocation. the whole family, basically uprooted and then put into a relocation camp. 3 questions go along with that. Primary source 7 is a Dr. Seuss cartoon. Okay, look at that. Answer the questions that go along with that. So, I hope that helped you. If there are questions, obviously, more questions, email me and I'll get right back to you. I hope that was helpful for everyone. Again, if you have any other questions, contact me. For Thursday, we're doing a Zoom at 8 to 8:40 in the morning. It's going to be a review of the daily doses for the week, because you have a summative quiz that will be posted on Friday. Okay, so it's going to be posted Friday morning for you to complete. However, if you do the Zoom with us, there may be a little surprise nugget in there for you guys. All right, besides the review, I can't speak. Review Kahoot. There's also discussion questions 22 to 32 out there. Use evidence. If you're a paper copy and you're taking pictures, please remember to turn those and attach those in with the assignment. Don't share them with me because I don't see them. I get so many emails and I don't see it. And then when I go to grade it, you get a 0. And then all of a sudden I get resubmission. So please attach whatever you're doing to the assignment and then turn it in that way. If you need to back up your writing with evidence, the PDF, just copy it, paste it onto the document, and put the page number, okay, for your site. Make sure you put quotes around your evidence, okay? And that is due on Friday. So we have primary source packet, which I just went over with you guys. We have discussion questions 22 to 32. We have the daily dose 55 to 60. And on Friday, we will post the summative daily dose quiz. Okay, so that's all you have going on this week. So if you have not caught up on reading, make sure you do, because the next chunk of reading is coming at you next week. So, all right, have a great day, guys. Enjoy the sunshine. Well, it was sunny, now it looks like it's cloudy and